Hey everybody, I have a little bit of time to finish this, and there's a couple things I want to do to really bring this together. Firstly, I want to just solidify the colors because they look a little bit sloppy. And the other thing is I want to color the line art, and I think I'm actually going to do that first, just to set the tone for this. So I'm going to just use an airbrush for this. This is usually what I do when I color line art. I just put an alpha lock on the layer. Actually, you know what? Got to be more professional about this. I should actually do a clipping mask rather than an alpha lock, just so I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter that much because it's not going to change the opacity of anything. So I'm going to do an alpha lock, and I'm going to just find some colors to airbrush in the lines. And that's too bright, so I'm going to go with a darker blue here. Maybe a dark blue. I like keeping the contour saturated. I was just looking at some art from this game I saw called AFK Journey. Never played it, but I when I saw the artwork of it, it looked kind of intriguing. So I took a look at the artwork, and I was trying to put my finger on like what made the artwork look good, because I thought the art looked quite appealing. You know, the character designs are very similar to like a medieval Genshin Impact, not medieval, like a Renaissance type Genshin Impact kind of vibe. I don't really know how to describe it, but the designs kind of reminded me of that. You know what? I do want a line here. Hold on real quick. I'm going to get into the line art. I'm going to make a line using the sketch brush that I have. I think I just want a black line like right here, just to show that the cape actually is folding there. Yeah, I'll go with that. Because I wasn't sure if there was a fold right there, but I think there is. And I'm going to curve this one. Define that curve a little bit more. Okay, so I was trying to put my finger on what made AFK Journey's art look appealing. And I mean, the designs are good, but it's not like I haven't seen designs like that before. And I was like, what's making the color look nice? And I realized that their art has no contour lines, basically. If they use some, it's very little, but they're basically just using color contrast in the different shapes to create outlines. And one thing that I've learned as an artist, like for example here, if I take out the contours, I mean the picture is missing a lot, but it does have some charm to it to see that it's just color. And in real life, that's kind of what you see. You know, there aren't hard outlines to things. One thing over the years that I've noticed about art without contour lines is that you can't really fool the eye. I mean, you can fool the eye if you are using like thick contour lines, and you kind of don't have to worry too much if your contours are accurate. So if for example I can see a lot of anatomy mistakes, or like mistakes in shapes, if the lines are thin, including in my own art. I'm actually gonna, she said green, so let's use a strong green here for the outlining of the clothes. Yeah, darker. Let's go darker than that. It should be a dark green. Yeah, I can't fool my own eye if I'm using thin contours. Let's get a nice gold color here. Something dark like that for the gold parts. Might have been, oh, too dark. I'm not sure what happened there. And then for the skin, let's use like an orange. That's too orange. Let's use like a darker red orange. There, that helps a lot. So I'm gonna duplicate this just to test how everything looks when it's black. I'm gonna just brush everything black again, which is how I had it before. So that's how I had it before. And now with the changed contour lines, it is quite different. Yeah, it's quite different. I think I made them too light though. I'm gonna play with the hue and saturation now on this layer. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker, not black, but darker, and push the saturation a little bit. Here's 50. Very slightly darker. Very slightly. There we go. Yeah, you can tell the difference. But you know what? I liked it like that. Well, I don't want to spend, because if I kept it this light, I would have to fix some contours. But if I made it this dark, I think, yeah, it just makes a few things a little bit more tolerable. I'm gonna airbrush a little bit more on the cape. Get a lighter blue outline here. And then green for the sleeves, like a dark green. And I'm really curious, actually, as to how this looks like. I'm really curious. Let's get that orange gold again. Put it right here. So if I now remove the color, you can see it's different. Like there's some color in the outlines, and for me that does something. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is like, you know what? I really don't like saturating too much, but the teal in the shirt looks too desaturated. I might move it. I like that color. I think the color is fine. But do we want to saturate a little more? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do. Because I already have like some desaturation in the shadows. And I don't want the hair to get too red, but just a little bit more saturation I think is going to help. I think the brightness is fine. So it's very slight adjustments. 48, 53, 49. Yeah, very slight. Any higher in the saturation, I think it would be too much. Yeah, I think we'll just go with this. I go 53, 54. Okay, let's see. How much of a difference did it really make? Just a little bit, but I think that's good. Okay, so now I'm in the color layer. I'm gonna use that smudge tool to kind of bring some things together. Let's make it a little bigger. So this is only the smudge tool. I was thinking about the hair, finishing up the hair and how to do it throughout my day. And I think I'm gonna like get the general blend in there of the hair and then do like highlights and strands as details. There. I'm just kind of rubbing things together because I want to stay in Opus color actually. There we go. Okay. Okay. Just gonna use a little bit more solids. Maybe smudge a little bit here. Let's get darker in here. I want to address any part where it just looks messy. This thing is like so close to done, but the process I chose for this one is very unusual for me. It's like half painterly, so it's like I'm not used to painting, but I really think my art could take off more. I can feel it in this process. My art would take off more if I could paint digitally a little better. And I'm trying to like really apply principles without having practiced them. You know, I've been talking about David Goggins, and I just read the chapter in his book where he does 100-mile race without prep. It's just pure insanity, and he does it like he knows that everyone else was trained better than him in the race, but he finishes just off of like, I don't want to say pure willpower. It's like there's certain like it's one thing to say that, but there's certain techniques he's doing in his mind to help him like have the mental resilience to get through crazy stuff like that. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because just the idea of like not having preparation for something but still doing it, because you kind of have an idea of what to think and how to approach it. But once you get in there, and you just kind of have to like grind it out and power through. So for this, I'm like, kind of just diving in. Oh, you know what? It's because the white highlight layer is like too white right there. I was trying to change the colors. This is so close. Honestly, I might just call it done like pretty soon, even though it's pretty rough. Maybe just clean up the lines a little bit. Because like, is it the color that's messy? Because I think the lines look pretty fine, actually. The lines look pretty fine. Okay, let's just get the magic effect in there now. I'm gonna use this color, this teal color. Maybe I should make it another layer. I'm gonna trace this. It was not meant to be a clipping mask layer. There. This one might have to be over the line art too. Okay, here's what we'll do. Just kind of throw it in. Maybe I'll use an eraser. Really improvise it here. Whoops. I didn't plan ahead on this. Let's make this an overlay. Well, I'll make it normal with a lower opacity. Then I'll duplicate it and make it an overlay. Duplicate it. Make this one an overlay layer. And then for this one, we'll like take an eraser and Maybe an airbrush eraser. Eraser. Let's get a nice green in here too. Let's use our airbrush again. There, that's nice. Nice green overlay here. Too much green over the face though. I don't want to be covering the face. I just want the effect of magic. So I'm gonna lower the opacity on these. On both of them. The outlines look awkward. I don't want there to be outlines. Let's erase the colors here. Yeah, that was causing it to look weird. Okay. Now in the line layer, there's some stuff here that can be removed and cleaned up. I think the hair could use a little bit more brown. Ever since I upped the saturation, it kind of got a little bit too red. Just gonna airbrush it in. Actually make it some highlights, actually yellowish. No, we'll use my color brush. We'll use my brush. We're just thinking out loud. I'm trying to just get this done. Gonna strengthen the outlines a little bit stronger and merge it down. Okay. Still some parts of this that are just messy. Let's just take the smudger and let's... Gonna erase some stuff that looks messy. You guys have seen that in the video series for the Elven Mage girl, there was not a whole lot of like concentration, because I mean, not a whole lot of no, there was a high level of concentration, but there was not a whole lot of like banter and topics, because for this one I've really struggled to find my process. I mean, the pieces still coming together, but not in the smoothest way. And I'm gonna experiment with my painting style. Obviously, I'm gonna take some of the stuff I learned from looking at the AFK journey art. But honestly, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. It's not there, like, to my personal standard, but I'm only getting paid a certain amount, so I think we're just gonna call it done pretty soon, because that was a goal coming in here. Just gonna call it done pretty soon. Okay. Because again, it's gonna be a Twitch and Discord profile picture, and it's like, it doesn't have to be crazy detailed. I'm gonna brush in a little bit more. I'm actually gonna merge these two down, see if it works. No, that didn't work right. So I'll put these in a group, and then I'm gonna actually I am gonna use a clipping mask this time. And then, like, maybe I want to add some green to this. Some like yellow green maybe. make this one maybe another overlay, or maybe another like normal but less opaque layer. I'm not sure what color this could be, but we'll kind of draw and find out. This one should be a clipping mask. Okay. Whoa. No clipping mask. What should I do with this layer? Overlay? Another overlay? Yeah, I think another overlay is good. So, yeah, because I wanted to just kind of put some green in here. But maybe it's too green. Maybe we need more blue, because the other flame is like kind of green already. So let's do a blue instead. Teal to kind of match the shirt. Actually, no, I kind of like that yellow glow on it. We're just experimenting right now, folks. We'll go blue now. Okay, there's just some random details that I'm seeing that I could at least just kind of fill in. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the contours of this part here. Here's what I'll do. You know, one of my strategies for making things look really done is I do a final overlay layer, and I just like brush gradients over the whole thing. It almost feels like, you know, it's a cheap strategy, but it really works. So I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm a professional. I gotta use every trick in the book, and it is kind of a trick to making things look nice, but. Or maybe it legitimately does make things look nice. That's how I'll say it. Like, the level of roughness in this piece is, like, didn't change that much. Let's smudge. Okay. Okay. I think this looks fine. Okay, highlights in the hair. Let's just throw them in. You're gonna HL layer. Let's get some like yellowish orange highlights in here. It's too yellow. Let's get some more on the orange side, but brighter. Even brighter. We can kind of stack on top of it with some white, because again, we are using the white background as a light source. Okay, here's what we'll do. This is the final. I'm just gonna make this the final step, because I want to be done. Can't spend too much longer on this. I'm gonna do. Let's make this one a clipping mask too. Wait, this one should be outside of the group. Did I double? Oh yeah, there's a double group. This will be maybe a clipping mask to this, I guess. And then here's what I'll do. We'll make this an overlay. And then we're just gonna airbrush gradients. This is usually one of the last steps I do. And I kind of just play with colors and see what looks good. So I'm gonna try a purple here at the bottom. See, it's already creating a lot of contrast in like the cape. That's my timer for the laundry actually. So let's get some contrast there in the cape. Let's get some contrast down here in the shadow. Yeah, see, it helps me shade things. I should have done this earlier actually. I need to do this more. Do my overlay layers just to help me find colors. It's just one of my strategies. You know, not everyone does this, and not everyone should do this. Just one of my strategies. Helps me find what I'm looking for. That song comes to mind. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Too orange. We want some red here. Too red. Too light. There. That's nice. Okay, let's make the shadow colors a little cooler. Let's throw some purple into the shadows. That might be nice. Desaturated. Yeah. It helps. The overlay layer can do both lights and shadows. And it's like colored lights and shadows. So overlay layers are my favorite type of layer option. Because I used to use like multiply for shadows. But sometimes it would just be hard to control. But then I started using overlay, and it's like you can do both. Let's get a highlight here, maybe a soft brush on the leg. Again, just using the white of the canvas to light. Get some in the cape there. I think let's get the cheek blush to be a little bit stronger actually. Let's use a slightly stronger. Don't want to get into the eye there. Okay, let's get into the eyes now. We're just gonna bring out a little bit. It's honestly, this is done. At least good enough for like a strong draft. And we'll just see if she, has any qualms with it. But I think this looks good overall. Not my strongest work, but I'm on a timer here. So I think this looks pretty good. We'll just call it. We'll send it over and see what she thinks. Actually, I want to get some red into the face, into the line art. Airbrush. Some reddish orange. Let's get it pretty dark. Let's get more reddish here. There. Something like that. A lot of things are not clear, but again, I think overall you can tell what's going on for sure. Doing the overlay layer really helped a lot. Like if I were to take it off, we would see the difference. Yeah, it makes a big difference. The stuff that I was trying to find. I think the top of the head maybe, in the overlay layer here. Top of the head, we can throw a little bit more blue into that hair. Like dark blue. Airbrush it. And a light blue into the highlights. Too light. Or too saturated maybe. There. Okay. I think this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Okay, we'll call it. Man, I want to fix the highlight right there. There's always going to be stuff I'm gonna find more of that's going to bother me, especially with a piece that feels so unfinished like this, but we got to call it. So one last fix and then I'm done. Absolutely done. So I'm going to erase this little piece of the highlight to get a nice thin highlight, white highlight on the belt. And then, okay, that's it. So we're going to save. Let's just do it. So I'll talk to you guys later. God bless. And thanks for hanging out during this drawing. Bye-bye.